Today is one of those days where, to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit burnt out. This is one of the things that I want to achieve with this, is knowing that there's going to be times where you just feel like, to be honest, is there any point in doing this today? And doing it anyway. So I'm going to push through today. I've got no ideas whatsoever, but I am going to tell you about this guitar, because this guitar cost me £10. So day 13, let's get cracking. Okay, so today I'm just going to try and do something really simple, maybe do another writing exercise, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about this guitar because this seems to have been a constant since I got it. This guitar is genuinely a piece of... I've wanted a nylon string acoustic for such a long time. Quite recently I went through a little bit of a Bon Iver binge, and there's obviously loads of like folklore and like loads of interesting stories about that first album. But the thing that intrigued me the most was a lot of the album was recorded on these like really cheap throwaway guitars that he picked up in like just like the equivalent of like charity shops and stuff. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and there's a lady who was selling a classical guitar, this classical guitar, for 25 quid. Said, I'll give you a tenner for it. She went, no problem. I went that day and picked it up. It's covered in dings, it's got paint stains all over it. The action's quite high, got a massive neck on it. It forces me to play a little bit differently to what I normally do. It forces me to play simpler. Something about picking up this guitar just feels really inspiring. I can pick up this guitar and just strum a couple of chords, and it feels really nice to do. Let's crack on with writing this song, because I have been feeling a bit stressed and burnt out. Maybe it's a good idea just to write some music, because it always makes me feel better. It always does. Just on the same writing exercise that I did the other day, you know, like I wrote down a list of verbs to do with a person. I've chosen a teacher, and I've wrote a list of nouns to do with a certain environment. I've chosen supermarket. I've got a list for teacher. I've got compassion, discipline, educate, learn, instruct, enjoy, stress, communicate. Supermarket, I've got products, consumers, aisle, shelf, money, people, queue, trolley. And I've just put those together in joined a word from each list together that wouldn't normally go together. Compassionate aisle filled with consumers instructing each other to relieve the stressed shelf. Products communicate in a way people enjoy. The trolley learns which way to go, educated by money to join the disciplined queue. I actually quite like the metaphor here of relieving the stressed shelf. That could be like a nice little metaphor for, like, you know, when you're feeling really stressed out and could break at any moment. I don't know, I just think there might be something in that idea of a stressed shelf. Chord progression wise, again, really simple. To be honest, I started off here with just doing a D minor 7 and then putting the G over the top because I like that change, which leads to C major 7. So I just figured, you know what, start with the A minor 7, and that's basically it. So I've got that initial exercises has brought about one line, which has been like a starting point. Keep all my problems on a shelf in my mind, put them too high to reach.
Keep all my problems on a shelf in my mind. I keep them too high to reach. Things can get heavy on the shelf in my band, and the problems will fall on to me.
The reason why I've kind of gone with this so far is it's a dad joke. I got hit by a pile of books the other day. I've only got my shelf to blame. And I know that's a bad joke, but I just think I could have the title or the hook of the song be I only have myself to blame. I think I've kind of got a chorus forming here. I only have myself to blame. I always knew it would break someday. How long did it take? I knew it buckled underway. I only have myself to blame. If I can get one more verse, I'm actually quite happy. Okay, that's quite easy.
I keep all my problems in the back of my mind. I keep them too high to reach. When things can get heavy and I push it to break, all these problems that no one can see.
I'm really happy I got that done. This was one of those days where I could have very easily said, I'm not bothered, I'm not doing it today. And I knew as soon as I got started I'd be really enjoying it, but getting started was a hard thing to do today. And all it took was a cheap £10 guitar, a cheap £10 bass, a writing exercise which led to a line, an old dad joke, and I've put it all together to make a song that I actually really like. So check out the song, it's on screen now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow.